I think we're going to go ahead and get ourselves started because it is showing as 2 o'clock on mine. We got good stuff for y'all today. So before we get started, though, let me just introduce some of our, obviously, the facilitators, as you could say. So Vic and Vince. Vic, if you can just introduce yourself, anything you want to add, and then Vince will come to you.
Hey guys, Vic Quiros, Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, California Properties. I'm excited to be here with the National REthink Council. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about client appreciation best practices, and we have some great agents from around the country to share what they do with you guys so you can implement it in your business. And I'm excited. What about you, Vince?
I'm excited. You know, really the focus of this is how do we build stronger relationships? In this world we move forward, we need stronger relationships with better value. And what better way to do that than get face-to-face with people with client appreciation parties? We might even dive into some other stuff, that's some face-to-face stuff in smaller groups or one-on-ones if time allows for us later. But guys, let's kick this off. Continue to build relationships. Have a plan. You're going to hear a lot of great stuff today. Jimmy?
Get your pen and pencil or paper ready because as we went through this prep, my wrist was sore from all the notes I took. So let's get it kicked off with Nicole. Nicole, if you can introduce yourself, where you're serving, and let's get right into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, everybody. Nicole Toronto, HomeServices, Montana, part of Bozeman, Montana. So first thing that I focus on with client appreciation is something that I call my client personalization profile. So after my very first call with any new client, I'll send them a follow-up email with this profile to fill out online. And if they haven't done it by our first in-person meeting, then we'll go through it together. So it covers the usual stuff like birthdays, kids, pets, hobbies, but also fun stuff like what's your bucket list concert? Where would you live if you could live anywhere that you haven't been before? Questions that are meant to get more than just a 1 or 2 word answer out of it. So it helps me to get to know their personality a little bit better. And there's obviously real estate questions in there. And that's specific to the transaction, but I also want to know who they are as people. So I use this information in a few different ways. First is during the transaction. For sellers, when we list their home, they get a small tea and honey gift. It's a local honey company. We put a little honey in there, lavender tea, monogram cups, things like that. And it's around $20. And then a cute little card about how we're there to keep their stress level low. But if some stress creeps in, here's a little something to help out. If they allude to something else that they really like, then we'll swap it out. When we go pending, we do moving boxes. And then the closing gift is completely personalized based on what we figured out through that profile. So that's super hard. Closing gifts, we usually spend somewhere between $100 and $200. Depends on the property, depends on a lot of factors. But it's mostly we're trying to show we remember what they told us, and we care about those details because they took time to, and we're here to listen. And then after the transaction, I categorize my clients A+, A, B, C. And then based on that categorization, we do a few different things throughout the year. So everyone gets a handwritten birthday card with a lottery ticket in there. And then we'll follow up with a call or a text message. And then I also send one of like thinking of you cards throughout the year to my A and B clients. And those will all have somewhere in the range of $10 to $25 gift card, and the card is specific to something that they put in the profile. So if they have a favorite coffee shop or a breakfast spot, something like that. For bigger moments like anniversaries, new babies, things like that, clients, I'll send flowers and a gift card, or I'll make a reservation to a restaurant and I'll put in $150 towards that meal. I also have makes custom gift baskets like on the side for fun. So I've used her to make customized baskets. I had a client who, while we were house hunting, they ended up having their little baby boy. So she made them a custom basket, delivered it to the hospital for me. Little touches like that. If you show love on people's kids and things that they love, that's a really easy way to be and find some commonality. For my A+, I go the extra mile. So in that profile, I ask things like, what's a local event that you have on your calendar every year? So I figure out what people like to do locally, and then I'll get them tickets for those things. So local concerts, Museum of the Rockies membership, summer rodeo series. We have Valley View Rodeo here. So things like that, I'll get them tickets for the fair because I know they're going every year. It's a huge hit. I try to keep it around $100, but it just depends on what it is. And then also, if I see somebody at a restaurant or something like that, I'll pay for their meal. Small stuff like that. It really all adds up. People love to be loved on. Second thing that I do is my Thanksgiving tradition. So I'm Italian, so food is love. I also have a culinary degree, and so I'm always in charge of the desserts for Thanksgiving with my family. So it kind of just developed from that. So every October, I send out an order form to all of my clients. They can choose between 2 different desserts that I make every year. And then I spend the entire weekend before Thanksgiving baking those. And then the week of Thanksgiving are given options for pickup. So they come pick up their dessert. It's become a tradition that everybody looks forward to. I get texts throughout the year from people saying, oh, only 3 more months until my bread pudding. Or it's also an added benefit that was unexpected. People will know that they're getting a dessert from me. And so they will offer to bring a dessert to the house that they're going to for the holidays. And then it becomes a conversation piece. So that kind of is an added benefit I never expected. So those are the 2 big ones that I utilize for every client. And it's really, I've gotten a lot out of it.
That's really good stuff, Nicole. I love your idea when you used your culinary degree and you're baking all these things for Thanksgiving. How far in advance do you start to take, people's orders for your Thanksgiving dessert prep?
So I'll send out the form sometime in October, and then I usually have like a deadline of 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and I'll send reminders if I haven't gotten people that I know are usually ordering, and that way I have time to do shopping.
I love that. I love that. Yeah.
Good stuff there.
Nicole,
All right,
when they're coming to pick that up, are you doing that at your office? Or are you doing that at your house, or where are you doing that at?
Last year I actually did it at my house because my house was more central to where all my clients were. This year I will probably have more than one pickup option because I have clients in different towns. So it's kind of always evolving. I used to deliver them and it just got to be too much. I literally couldn't get it all done in the same week. So
Last question, then I know Jimmy's gonna move on. I'm assuming it's an inviting thing where you're hoping they're sticking around for 5, 10, 15 minutes to maybe have a drink or something like that,
Yep.
where you're able to connect with them.
right, we're catching up for sure.
All right, thank you.
Great.
Love
Great
that.
stuff, Nicole. Thanks, Nicole. All right, Natalie, let's come to you next.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, I'm glad to bring to you and share my client appreciation event, one that I have every year and has become my favorite because I do different activities throughout the year to appreciate my clients for referring me and keeping me in their minds every time somebody mentions that they want to buy or sell. But my favorite has become a women's empowering seminar that I have created myself, partnering up with faith-based officer church or somebody that is spiritual related and that I know that can come and bring us great advices. I also partnered off with a psychological assistant, a doctor, and a mental health also. So I bring those 3 people together to this seminar so that we can empower women in these crucial areas so that they can become more successful. This event not only touches the life of those women that participate, but also helps them understand and create a little more powering in them so that they can be, great ambassadors as, professionals or whatever their career may be. I also, during this event, I partner up with local businesses so that I can deliver gift cards, some vouchers so that we can give them so they can go shopping or they can go get a dessert. They can get some food, free lunch, like local restaurants, boutiques, gift department stores. So everybody that is usually willing to donate items to this event. And, thanking my partner people, I usually thank them through my social media platform. Like I post their websites and I say it out loud. Thank you so much for delivering a nice gift receipt to my women. Last year, we had about 190 women that assisted to this seminar. And one thing that I do that is very meaningful to them, I hire a professional photographer who takes individual pictures. And after a couple of weeks, they deliver all the pictures to me. I print them out, I frame the pictures, and I stop at their houses. And if, for some reason I can't, because 189 women is a lot, I usually call them to come pick them up at the office or meet somewhere so that I can deliver that picture that they took at the seminar. One of the things that I always ask them is like, what do you think about the seminar? You think we should be doing it? And they usually say yes. They're very thankful that it was a great event. And all that I ask is like, hey, I'm able to do this thanks to all your referrals, thanks to always putting me out there with your friends and family, referring me when they're ready to purchase or buy. So on this event, I don't spend more than $2,000. And it's because I have a lot of people helping me. Like I will ask the title company to help me with drinks. I also ask, my lenders, or I usually ask a home warranty company that usually supports me with food. During the event, we serve breakfast and lunch. And we'll make sure that they well fed, because food is my favorite. So I love everybody to have a good time. We pamper them. They're very excited about the event. I just recently hosted another event that is also dedicated to women, to all my women clients that I have. And it was a Mother's Appreciation client event, and it was also successful. I had about close to 40 women that came. That was only exclusive to my clients. That one is more exclusive so that my clients could have a better and enjoyable day, with also food, gift cards, and some, great conversations among us. Those are the two greatest events that I have, and that I'm proud to bring out to women. I do have other things that I do around the year, like other will mention here shortly, but I'm very proud that I'm an ambassador for women who also work hard to be able to purchase a home or purchase a home for their family. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Hey,
Great.
Natalie, I got a question for you.
Yes.
You do these big events, right? Client appreciation for women empowerment and things like that. How far in advance are you planning these events out, and how far in advance are you promoting it to get people to register and attend your event?
We do 3 months in advance. So that I make sure, we have enough sponsors. Like I'll make sure I advertise it on my social media. If anybody wants to be part. We had great responses. Last year, we had about, I will say about 20 gift cards. We had lots of food. We had lots of food that local restaurants that I also serve as a real estate agent that have donated food, drinks, mimosas, margaritas, you name it.
Oh, that's great. I love that. Good stuff, Natalie. Any questions, Vince?
Yeah,
Jimmy?
real quick, I know you said you spent $2,000 after getting some of your vendors that you do stuff with to help subsidize some of that. Out of that women's empowerment seminar, do you know how many clients? Do you know specifically? Did you pick up one client, 5 clients, no clients? What the return on that investment was?
Yes, I did my homework, and I picked up about 13 clients out of the last one.
13 clients for that's about $150 a client to probably make a, God knows, $5, $10, $20,000 commission. So I would say that's a great return.
Yes, and those are sold properties.
Well, last question is to piggyback on Vic is it just social media that you're sending out? Are you sending out postcards? Are you making calls or texts? Or is there anything else you're doing to draw those people in?
Yes, we actually send an invite. And like I mentioned before, based on a faithful quote, we send an invite to invite them personally, like everybody that is on my database. And yes, I do use social media, Facebook, Instagram, and also before, like a week before, everybody who signed up, we give them a call, personal call. I personally called everybody and said, hey, I'm glad that you signed up and we can't wait to see you. So to make it just more personal, I want people to know that I'm not just after, the referrals, but also after their forever friendship.
Yeah. Natalie does a tremendous job of showing her clients the appreciation, and the genuineness just comes through. And somebody noted down here, love the Louisiana accent. I do too, Natalie.
I think it's a mix of Mexican, Louisiana, and I lived for like 15 years in Alabama. So yeah.
Yeah, we're covering it all. We're covering it all. That's good stuff. All right, Julie, we'll come to you next.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to focus on my events on my farming area. I do stuff for everybody, but the specific events I'm talking about today are just for farming areas. So I try to get in front of my farm area at least every other month. I average about five or six a year, events that I'm actually in person with them. This particular farm has about 300 homes now, ranging from 450,000 to 1.2 million. So I have a great my clientele in there is ranging from villas. So I have a little older, and then I have young families in there. So I have, when I do these events, I really have to think about how am I going to get the most of people to these events in front of me. And the two biggest ones that I do every single year, and it's actually the two that had secured me in this farm area as the go-to realtor, is the Dump or Donate event. And what that consists of is bringing to the community a dumpster or two, and bringing in Habitat for Humanity. Just have them bring in their truck. So it's a 2-hour event. Habitat for Humanity brings in their truck for absolutely free. They sit there in the parking lot for 2 hours, and then the dumpster is there all weekend. And people get to choose to bring all of their junk for free and either donate it or throw it in the dumpster. By far, it is the favorite event. I do it every spring, so I tie it to spring cleaning and that type of stuff. Originally, the event cost me about $500, and that was for the dumpster rental. As I got a little more seasoned with it, I finally reached out to the company that provides the trash service there and asked them if they would donate it and to help us out. And they said, if you advertise our name, absolutely, we'll donate it. So now it's free. So that ends up being a fantastic event. The second event that I did that they love is partnering with the local sheriff department. And it's what we call walk and talk. And it's actually the sheriff's department's event. It's just that I grabbed onto it and made it fun. So they bring in every vehicle that they have. So they have their mopeds, their SWAT unit, the undercover cars, all the things. And they come there, and their job literally is to just communicate with the homeowners. I bring them all into a central location, so everybody comes to us, and I bring in Kona Ice. So that's like a $250 bill for a 2-hour event that the sheriff department gives me full props for, and say that I'm the one that brings them in. And I just get to talk to all the homeowners. It's a ton of fun. The kids get to play, the adults get to talk to all the police officers. And for them, it's kind of a sense of security. The sheriff's department loves coming in that subdivision, that event, because it's the best of all their events that they do at the communities, because we do have kind of a party with it. It's their fun one. So they love coming to it, and they, share that love with the homeowners. So the homeowners really feel that appreciation from the sheriff's department. And so it's kind of a win-win for all. So those by far are the two biggest. Yeah.
Hey, Julie, I got a question for you.
Yep.
Maybe I missed it, but where are you doing the two events at? I mean, the location of where you have the dumpster with the Habitat for Humanity, where are you doing that at? And then are you having to get permission from the landowner? Is it a parking lot? Is it a business? Where's the location?
Yeah. So this particular one is at this subdivision sits next to a park, a city park. So I do rent the parking lot, and the city gives it to me for free. So that is no cost right there. That is for the Dump or Donate event. They love the fact I tell them, like, the dumpster will be there all weekend. Anybody can use it after, those 2 hours. So they love that. The walk and talk, where I bring in Kona Ice, and most of my other events that I do in there, there's a common ground area that just has a little bit of open space, and we just set up right there, and everybody just walks the neighborhood to there. So ends up working out great.
Julie, there was a question. What does the sheriff talk about?
Honestly, nothing in particular. They really don't. It's just, hey, how is or they'll talk about something new that's coming up in the county, but it's literally just nice to meet you, you know, shares their name. And we've done it now 3 years to where when they come back, I mean, there's probably 20 members of the police department. They have the canines in there. They have the people who do the sirens for, you know, tornadoes. Like they all come in there and bring stuff for the community. So they remember the homeowners' names like when they come back. So they like feel awesome about it.
The
Great
same
community
question I
event.
had before, and this may be
Cool.
not as measurable, but I'm assuming since you're farming in a neighborhood, because of these events, you can attribute increase in business, and that's continued to grow and grow and grow.
Yeah, absolutely. And for this subdivision, I probably spend about between the events, and then I also give a scholarship away specific to this subdivision. I spend maybe $2,500 in there. I'm not afraid to ask people to give me stuff like to help out. And Kona Ice will give me a discount now. So $2,500, that's a fourth of a commission. Tomorrow I'm going on a listing appointment in there. Like every single event I have in there, someone is talking to me about real estate. I do not talk real estate to them unless they talk it to me, but they know who I am.
Hey, Julie,
love that.
what about how do you let people know? How do you let
Yeah.
people know about the event? How do you just direct mail? Is it postcard? What are you doing there?
Everything is about timing. So I send out direct mail pieces quarterly, like what's going on in the market in their market. So if I have an event shortly after that, I'll throw the event on there. Otherwise it's phone calls. They have a private Facebook page that they pulled me on. So I do events on there. I have no problem calling any of them for a lot of these events. So, and then I have signs that I put up. I always put up a sign, like if it's a Thursday event, I will put it up on the Friday before saying this Thursday, and then have at every entrance of the subdivision.
That's great. Oh, it's such good
Love it.
stuff. Really good stuff. And I know, listen, with everybody here, obviously we're doing 5-6 minutes with everybody. If you have additional questions, all the contact information for everybody will be in the chat. Don't be afraid. I know Julie would be glad to answer any additional questions you have. So just don't hesitate to reach out to these rethinkers. They're tremendous in the value they give back to our community. So thanks, Julie. All right, let's go to Olivia next.
Hey everyone, from Williamsburg, Virginia. I'm with RW Town Realty. First and foremost, my client appreciation always starts with the closing. So just like Nicole, I do a really heavy gifting because it's the celebration moment, right? You want to be grateful for your clients. You want to show that, and you want to have that good feel at the end of the transaction, regardless of what has happened. So I spend usually $250 to $500 per client. And I've done anything from gift cards to, a welcome party at their house. What I've really keyed in on recently is one of my close friends is a painter, and she will actually paint house pictures of each of their houses that they're purchasing or selling, depending on the situation, that I then gift them at closing. But from there, year round, I keep in contact with my clients on a revolving schedule of pop buys. And so I like to give gifts that have impact. I don't want to give things that they can't actually use. But for anyone who's trying to get into Popeyes and like the Buffini system, I'd recommend checking out Pinterest, put in Realtor Popeyes. There's hundreds of ideas. And what I do is specifically tailored to my market and who I am as a realtor and a person. But, coming up, we've got July 4th. So I've got all my flags ready, and I'm going to go around to my top 50 clients. And I do a little note with my name and my card, and I put this in their yard and just say hi if I can. I do try to deliver them personally, because that's, again, part of the process. You want to keep in touch with these people that you help find their house and keep that good vibe going throughout the year. But the other Popeyes that I typically key in on is in March, I like to give Girl Scout cookies because that also helps with some community engagement. I spend hundreds of dollars on cookies. And again, try to target about 50 top clients. I have a rating system as well. So, your clients who give you 2-3 referrals a year, obviously those are top tier star clients, and you want to make sure you hit those every time. But as you get more and more clients in your list, you're going to to want to go through and try to be most impactful with the people who also impact your business. And so that's how I kind of make my list of 50. And then again, try to deliver those. It takes me about 4 to 8 hours per delivery period. And I do try to do each at least trying to excuse me, I think I froze. I try to hit my steadfast close clients as well as the ones that I've most recently closed upon. Now, I just saw a comment, how much for a budget? Each of these, I really try to spend between $1 and $4 each. And if you don't have 50 clients, start with 10. You know, that you don't have to do a huge list, but year over year, you know, it's all about relationships and connections. And so that's what I'm trying to build. Now I try to do quarterly Popeyes, but I do a little bit more. So I'm about to do 4th of July fat flags. I've talked about Girl Scout cookies. I try to do cute little pumpkins for fall. Halloween candy is a great one that I love. And then everybody loves the last minute emergency wrapping paper that I drop off on their door for the holidays. But as I do all of these touches, this all leads up to my major end of the year client appreciation event. And I do come from an events background, and I think there are 6 key things that any realtor should have in their event, your client appreciation event. What I try to hit with any event I do, but specifically this large event that I do every year, is first of all, appreciation. What's the point of the event? How are we going to appreciate the client? 2, community engagement. How are we engaging with the community that we're serving? 3, and how are we supporting local? So those are 2 different things that I'll explain in a bit. 4 is philanthropy. Obviously, I want to be giving back at the same time. And then 5 is sponsorship. And I do that by, you know, couple different ways that I can demonstrate with my event. And then finally, 6 is fun. Nobody wants to go to an event that's not fun. So make sure you've got that one heavy. But what I do for my event, where I live specifically, is Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia. So if you guys have ever come here on a school trip, you may be familiar, but it's very historic. It's very quaint and cute. And where my personal residence lies is the first stop on the annual holiday parade. And so my front yard turns into a basically large corral for everyone to gather and watch the holiday parade pass by. And it's literally the side of my house and all across the front of my house. And so I turn that into a major event space, and I invite about 300 people. And out of that, I get about 150 to 200 attendees. Now, with those invites, I do, again, this is for clients. So I want them to feel like it's just for them. So it only goes to past clients who I've worked with. They can invite, though, family. They can invite friends with kids. They can invite somebody who may need real estate services in the future. And so I give them the ability to invite other people. And now that this is, I think it's going to be our 4th year running, it's kind of grown in notoriety. And so they feel like they can bring more people into this community space. Now, in terms of what I do, it's fully catered for them. I have 2 bars, both a non-alcoholic and an alcoholic bar. I've got a full candy bar for the kids. I put out all the, you know, like hats and antlers and all of the different things that the kiddos can just put on and watch the parade and get really, really excited to see Santa. Now, for the community engagement, this is actually a sponsored event. The parade itself raises funds for the community. And so I try to get involved with that by helping them advertise, helping them actually, the people who are working the parade can use my restrooms. They can understand that this is supposed to be for the community. And by that way too, I also get my name out there to all of these people who are planning and building floats and doing all this stuff. Now, for supporting local, I could potentially get, like, for example, a bunch of beer for free because my neighbor is the owner of Virginia Beer Co. But no, I'm going to buy all of the beer from him and have it for my clients as a way to support his business too. And so I do that with anything. All of the food is local. All of the alcohol is local. We have several distilleries here. So I try to have a representation of anyone and everyone in this area that somebody could potentially want to take home or try. And we invite all of those people to the actual event as well. And then philanthropy, I do want to give back too. So I try to donate to any and all of the charities that are in the parade. as well as becoming like a parade start sponsor. It's a huge event. I think last year 25,000 people attended it, and in a 4-block radius, that's a lot. That's a lot of people. And so being able to have my logo there, but also really use the funds that I've worked hard for all year long to give back to this community so it continues to grow is really where my heart lies. And then finally, sponsorship. I work with a lot of amazing lenders and title companies. Any of those servicers that I work with come onto the event and help me actually plan it and throw it. So they'll come and they'll help me staff it. They can wear their logos. They can wear whatever they want to show, hey, use my title service, etc. One of the examples is the hot cocoa bar was sponsored by one of the title companies, and they brought special little sleeves with their logo of the title company on the cocoa for when they handed out the cocoa, which is really cute. And they get to talk about what they do for real estate. And then finally, the fun. I mean, we have yard games, we have everything ready. We gather a couple hours before the parade actually starts. It really is just it's a good feeling. Who doesn't love the holiday season? And to be able to put all of these people together, the mayor usually stops by. It's a crazy good time, but it also gets my name out there and allows me to be tapped to help even more people. And so all of those 6 things really work together along with my pop buys all year round to then give me a significant number of referrals. And so in terms of return on investment and how much I roughly spend, like I mentioned for the pop buys, I spend about 4 to 6. It probably is on the higher end, but I usually get at least 1 referral every single time I do a pop buy drop. And so again, I'm trying to do that quarterly to every 2 months, but I usually get closer to 3. Now for the party, I spend closer to $3,000 to $5,000, depending on what I'm catering, what I couldn't refuse in donations from friends who are local, different things like that. And that does generally include the sponsorships and the philanthropy as well. But like I said, I get about 150 to 200 people out to my personal front yard. And from that, I can easily say I get at least 15 leads a year. And so it's a huge return. It's an amazing time. I absolutely love to do it. And I think that just creates the vibe that brings all of this together and really shows what we're supposed to be doing.
Olivia, this is, if you want to have a great event, just have an events background. I mean, obviously you can hear the details that you're going to with this thing. It's amazing. If anybody has additional questions for Olivia, please reach out. Again, every one of the rethinkers I know would be glad to answer any questions you have, but that's really good stuff. All right, let's keep it moving. Sina, we're going to come to you next.
Hi, everybody. I'm Sina Taylor from Indianapolis area, Indiana Realty. I'm going to talk to you today about a couple client appreciation events that my team and I do. So I'm on a team. I'm the team leader. There's 6 agents that work with me, and we like to do group client appreciation activities in which we can invite all of our clients. Like I'm saying, I am a team, but you can do these as individual agents, whether yourself, or I always tell individual agents that you can pair up with different agents in your office if you want a bigger event and you share the cost, or you just want extra people there, or you don't want all of the planning. My team and I are huge on relational activities. NAR states that only 13% of buyers and sellers use the same agent, and we want to fall within that 13% and get referrals and repeat clients and so forth. We do 2 large events a year. I do think we're probably going to increase that to 3 because last year we had a very successful event that I'm going to tell you about here in a moment. One of our events that we always do every year is a Santa night. So pictures with Santa. This started a long time ago with our office. It was a brokerage activity. And then in 2020, our brokerage decided not to do Santa, of course, with COVID. And then they didn't continue it, but my team continued it. So it's always fun to see the same kids. I do have a client that their child has seen our Santa 6 different times. So watching Leo come every year and seeing those pictures is just pretty neat. He knows he's going to get a Santa cookie. He knows he's going to get to see the same Santa and so forth. So seeing that, and now they bring their niece and their nephew and so forth. One thing I do like to add to each client event is learning. And so I try to improve each year. So like this year I did a special touch and I had a station for where kids could write a letter to Santa. And they were supposed to include a self-addressed stamped envelope. And then I personally wrote letters back to them. Other agents thought that was kind of crazy that I was taking the time to personally write the letter back to these these kids, and then I mailed it. But the response that we got from those parents, they were like, oh my goodness, we did not expect you to really write back. And so the kids were excited for that. So other events that we've done that have been successful that I think all of you guys could replicate in your areas are a minor league baseball team game night, or if you have a major league team in your area. We did a adult night at a local comedy place, an improv comedy place, and then some other events that we've done, like shopping events at various local stores. We do try to differ with our events, family friendly and adult oriented, to grasp or capture all of our age groups and demographics. So we might have some single individuals, or we have young professionals that don't have kids yet, or we have older individuals or clients that have already, they're empty nesters and they're not going to come to Santa night or so forth. The best event that we had, we just did it in 2023 for the first time, was the family fall photos. So as you have probably seen on Instagram and Facebook, that a lot of realtors have started doing family photos for their clients. We decided to jump on the bandwagon and do that this year. At first, I was like, oh my goodness, how are we going to do this? So I talked with other agents that I had known in the past that did it. Here are the steps to break it down. But we found a local photographer that was reasonably priced. It is a younger photographer. She hasn't been in the business for years. And so she gave us a good deal for 2 days worth of photography. It was about $1,200 or $1,300. I had our preferred lender. He sponsored 1 day. We started with 1 day on the schedule, and then that filled up so fast that we had to add a second day. In total, we had 40 families sign up. So that's 40 families for about $1,300. I will say I interviewed this photographer and I had her do my family photos in June. She had no idea that I was planning to see how her photos were for the fall session. And so once again, reasonably priced. We sent out invitations about a month and a half prior to our clients. We sent via text, email, and then a lot of times for the events, we do like Instagram or social media, but this time we wanted just our clients. So we didn't put it on Instagram or social media. We do, and here's a little picture you probably can't see, but we do the same invite that could be used for email, text, and social media. That way it's the same thing. It's cohesive and everybody sees what it is. Our clients do. So we sent that out about a month and a half ahead of time. The photographer had a link using a program called Session where they could quickly and easily sign up for a 10-minute session. So that took all of the stress of signing everybody up for these 10-minute sessions away from us. And it was very easy for us. And then we could also see who signed up. So the next, a little while, a couple of weeks after people started signing up, we could retouch those clients that hadn't signed up yet if there were spots. So we could say, hey, there's a 12:10 spot on October 22nd. Would you like to do that? Once we had everybody fill up on the spots, about a week prior to the event, I created a map and did a little pin of where in the park we were going to be. And then I also had directionals that stated our team name and photos so people could easily get there. After a conversation with some other realtors, they said the hardest part was the people finding them in the park. So I wanted to eliminate that problem for us. And we put that on there. In the end, it was a lot of fun. It was great to see the families dressed up. It was great to see the after pictures. There were some maternity photos that happened. There was engagement sessions that happened. There was one lady that she just came on her own and did it. And she had, pictures for herself and celebrating herself. And then the best was I was looking through all of the pictures and there was a photo pregnancy announcement. And I was like, oh my gosh, these people are pregnant. And they used our family photo session for that. Now to deliver these pictures, what we did, our photographer would send them to us via Google Drive, and then we would disperse them to our own individual client via Google Drive or email. So that's another touch that went out to our clients with that. At the photo day, we had a small frame there with a thank you that they could take, and then eventually they could print a picture and put in that frame for remembrance of us. I will say this year, when we do it again, I'm going to have my team members will print like an 8x10 or a 5x7 and either hand deliver that to the house, kind of like what Natalie does with her Women's Appreciation event, or mail it to them. So overall, it was a great event and it's something that everybody can do. Like I said, it was about $1,300 for the photographer. And then I spent maybe another $200 for the frames and some other like little small figurines sitting around and stuff like that. But it was a great time to see everybody. The other thing I do want to mention, I love small events. I like to connect intimately with my clients and talk to them one-on-one as well. These larger events, sometimes it's like a, hey, how are you, pass through, because there's so many people. But I like to see about personalities and connect different personalities of my clients in similar locations. So for example, last year I had 4 ladies who are probably in their 50s, late 50s, similar lifestyles, and they all live in a certain section of our county. So we got together for an Italian night. And they connected. And little did I know, a little bit later, one of them was then the personal training client of the other, and so forth. So just connecting them like that. And another thing, a bunch of stay-at-home moms with young children, I chose a lunch place that had a private room and said, hey, bring your kids, let's have lunch. And they were all able to connect together with that. Just getting to know people and something to do. And then there's that connection there. So once again, relational business, but those are some things that you guys could replicate in any of your cities that you're in.
Great. Vic, you got any questions? Vince, you got any
You know,
questions?
Sina, I have a question for you. You answered a lot of the stuff about your family photo day. One of the things we talked about offline was your drive-in movie theater event.
Oh, yes.
Can you give us maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds on that?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry, I forgot to mention that one. So we do like to do movie night. That's another one of our favorites. So whether it's at a movie theater renting a private screen or a drive-in. So we are doing it this year. We planned in advance, about 3 to 4 months in advance, pick the date so every team member is available. So August 17th, right after Explosion. And so with the drive-in, we rent a private screen, and then we tell the people what screen to come to. It's open to friends and family. They can come. And we just have fun. Like I think when we did it a few years ago, I think it was like Hocus Pocus, like an older movie. We get popcorn buckets, like the reusable hard plastic popcorn buckets, and then we put a logo on that. We greet the people when they pull into the actual screen, say hello, and then I had bought oh goodness, like movie theater size candy, and then I would take it around to my clients throughout, and just kind of go see them. And it was neat because a lot of people don't do drive-ins these days. So for a lot of families, it was their first time that kids joined and went to a drive-in theater. And then you could do a movie that's good for both adults and kids. Just that fun experience.
I love that. Thank you, Sina.
Yeah.
Good ideas.
Jimmy, I just want to make a quick statement because Olivia talked about inviting 300 people, getting 150 to 200. That's a crazy, from my experience, that's a crazy high return. The truth of the matter is people are busy. They got a lot going on in their life with their kids and traveling and work and everything else. I usually see 25 to 35% of people show up. So I just don't want people to leave with the impression that they have to have 50, 75% of people show up for this to be a successful event. That's just not the case, and it's not realistic. If you get 30%, that's really a pretty good turnout for the majority of these events. So I want that to be thrown out there for the crowd to understand.
Yeah, can I
Yes.
touch?
We'll say, go ahead. I will say our Santa night is usually about 30 families that come, so it's not many, but it's 30 families that we're seeing.
Yes.
And I think I only get that kind of return right now because it is a multiple year. I've been investing in this event, and now people know about it and the word's kind of spread. So, I mean, my first year, I would say it was closer to 30% from the invites.
Yeah, and I would say that's the last thing I would say on this is to make sure don't get disappointed. It's the reach out and the offer as much as it is the actual event. So even if you're just getting started with this, the opportunity to reach out and give a value and do that also has a lot of value as well. So let's keep moving. Ooh, this stuff is good. Joe and Letty, we're going to come to you guys next.
Hey everyone, we're Joe and Letty. We're in Tri-Cities, Washington, and we're excited to share some insights today on the importance of showing appreciation to our clients and how it's transformed our business. We love to show appreciation to our clients and folks that refer to us. And it's interesting that the things that we love doing ended up expanding our business. So we're going to talk about 2 things. First, client appreciation events.
Yeah, so for the client appreciation event, we feel it's an excellent way to reconnect with our clients and catch up on them and their families if their families have grown, and just show them that we value the relationship and appreciate them for coming out and having a good time.
Yeah, so the events work because not only are you strengthening relationships with them, it's also community building, community bonding, and then we're staying top of mind. These events provide a relaxed atmosphere where we can, catch up with people, have deep conversations. We also bring clients together. So we're kind of working as like connectors in a way, and really fostering a sense of community. We're celebrating their milestones. all collectively in one place. And you know, we're staying top of mind of our clients, and hopefully they'll, you know, refer folks down the road. Do you want to talk about how we do it?
Yeah, so last year we invite them through, we create a Facebook page. We also send them personalized invites. We open it up to all our clients and anybody that's actually referred clients to us. So even if we haven't served them, we still invite them, and we open it up to the friends and family, just to try to get a lot of people there and have a good time. We do make sure, you know, like I said, personal touches on it's handwritten card. So the card is handwritten. We do a photo backdrop, professional photographer, have a live band so they can enjoy some music.
Bartender,
of course, everybody. That line was long. We might need 2 bartenders this time. And the catering as well.
and then so the most important part, in my opinion, is what you do after the event. So yes, the event is fun. There's a lot of cool things that happen there. But what we do after is we follow up with thank you notes. We send a magnet photo. So during the event, we have a photographer taking pictures. So we get those printed as a magnet. So then they have something that hopefully they're putting on their fridge. We also share photos on social media and tag them. And then they're, you know, resharing and that kind of thing. And that's increasing our visibility. And if they're not, if someone attended that's not already on our SOI, like it was a guest or a family member of our client, we'll go ahead and add them. So then that way they start receiving our mailers. They're on a drip campaign. We're following up with them. We're inviting them to our Joe and Letty Friends and Family Facebook page and things like that. So we're expanding our reach. We also send out a survey asking questions about their opinion on the event. So looking for ways to improve it in the future. So we've done this twice now. The last one, I think we spent close to $3,000 on all of it. And that's for paying for everything. I think moving forward, after hearing all these other folks, we're definitely going to try to get some help from partner agencies. We did get some partners to participate with us by donating gift baskets. So during the event, we gave away these beautiful gift baskets. I think we had like 12 or something from local businesses in our area. And that was a really huge hit. Everybody loved those, and they were beautiful, beautiful baskets.
And so the outcome of this, of course, everybody talks about it. You see it on social media. We're communicating with them more. But for numbers wise, from the people that have attended in the last few years, we actually did some numbers, and we've generated about $2.5 million in referrals from the attendees. And we've also seen an increase of repeat business with the same clients. So they feel valued. They remember that we're trying to give them a good time, and they come back for more help.
Yeah. And
That's great.
do we have time to talk about the other part?
Actually, I was
Please.
going to ask you about that. You guys have some other stuff going on that you didn't mention yet. So let's talk about that.
Okay, so the other thing we wanted to share is how we thank people that refer to us. A lot of times I feel like you get caught up in the hustle and bustle of things that those folks are forgotten about. But it's really important to acknowledge them. And we love loving on the people that refer to us. We're acknowledging their support. It's encouraging more referrals, and it's strengthening our network. So what we'll do when somebody refers to us is we'll send them a personalized thank you note, very specific to them. And then we try to figure out what they're into and get a gift card for $100 for whether it be a local restaurant or a local shop that they love, to show them like, hey, we're listening. We know what you like. You know, we're trying to tailor this gift specific to you. If they're not already on our SOI, we'll add them to our SOI. So then again, they're receiving our mailers, our invites. They're on a drip campaign. We're checking on them. They're on our Joe and Letty Friends and Family Facebook page, et cetera, et cetera. It's interesting because some folks that refer to us have never actually worked with us.
They just see our social media, or they see that we've our posts. They're connected in Instagram or Facebook. And when we get that client, we like to find out where our business is coming from, and they'll tell us, oh, so and so from Instagram told us about you, and then we go back and thank them that way.
Yeah, so even though they may not technically be a client, we start treating them as if they are. And that has actually worked in our favor because there's been folks that have referred to us a few times and then now it's their turn, you know? So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
We have a steady stream of really high quality referrals from satisfied clients and partners. And we looked at the numbers and we've generated 12.7 million in the last 5 years strictly from referrals. And right now we have 1 million pending from referrals. So it's definitely a group of people that we don't want to forget about, and we want to make sure that we're loving on them and they feel valued. And that's definitely strengthened our business foundation.
I love that, guys. Real quick, 30 seconds on something special you guys talked about offline with us. You guys do a unique key day celebration for your clients. Can you give us 30 seconds on that before we move on?
Yeah, for sure. So for us, when we bought our house, this was many years ago, it was just basically a key handoff. And we were like, oh, like this is such a big day for us and this is it.
Yeah.
So something that we've started doing this year and has become a big hit is really making it a grand celebration. We tailor it based on the client and their preferences, but some of the things we've done is, popping champagne, a ribbon cutting, a red carpet,
Some confetti
poppers. Like we really want to make it a really grand and special event so they feel like, hey, we know this is a big deal for you and we are just as excited for you. And then we create a video out of it and give it to them. So we're posting it on our social media, they're posting it on theirs, they're sharing it around. And we've gotten some great feedback from people just saying like, wow, we can see how much you care about your clients. And we're like, yes, we do. We always have, you know?
Love that. I love that. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah. Hey, and last but not least, Bridget, bring us home here.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Bridget Baldwin. I'm the team lead of the Tucson Agents real estate team in Tucson, Arizona. Super hot this time of year. So yeah, come on down. I have 2 ongoing events that I do every year. I'll try to get to both. I'll start with my client appreciation event. It happens every year in December at the local zoo. So they aren't super denominational in terms of religious celebrations, but it does lean a little more Christmas, but there's something for everybody there. They dress up all the animal exhibits and the displays with lights, and I provide admission for that. So my clients can bring their family members. We send out an evite, ideally about a month in advance. Too far in advance, sometimes people drop off, and too close, they've already got all their holiday plans lined up. It runs for about a month. So I try to have my table set up outside the first night, opening night, or that opening weekend, where there's a lot of activity. So we provide admission, we send out the evite, we ask them, how many adults, how many children, are grandma and grandpa coming? At this point right now, I don't really have a limit on it. I want everyone to come. We've been doing it for 3 years now. We set up a table out front. We have all the tickets. We have hot cocoa. We have stickers for the kids. We have headbands, little necklaces, eyeglasses, things like that. So that when they're in the zoo, they recognize each other as a client of the Tucson Agents, even though they might not know each other personally. It helps with that identification, and they're realizing, dang, we have a lot of clients, so it's fun to create a little community there without kind of putting everybody into a ballroom and having them try to get along. You never know. So I love this event because it gives us the opportunity to stand outside, meet and greet everybody, chat with them for 5-10 minutes as long as they want. Sometimes that's the only time we unfortunately are seeing our clients in the year. Everyone's so busy. So I'm trying to bring everyone together, catch up real quick. We have someone dressed up as Frosty outside, and the families take photos with Frosty. I have a professional photographer. And then after the event, I use a local print shop that makes metal heart-shaped ornaments that they can hang on their door, their Christmas tree, whatever they use to decorate for the holidays. And it's a picture of their family on the front. And then on the back is a picture of my team. I have a little holiday decoration, backdrop that Frosty stands in front of. So my team gets in front of it. We have our little logo, Berkshire logo. So they're not going to throw away a picture of their own family. I'm assuming. You never know. So I like to provide an experience that, you know, shy clients, outgoing clients, anybody would go to, because it's really just them and their family walking through the zoo, having a nice night. I give them some hot cocoa. They can spike it if they want to. And the unexpected outcome is that since we're out front, the public just starts walking up to our table going, how much are photos with Frosty? How much is the donut? How much for a hot cocoa? And they think I'm running a lemonade stand. So I've actually had people from the public take pictures with Frosty. I made a spreadsheet on the fly the first year. Now we have a template for it. And they fill out their name, their address, because we have to deliver the ornament, and their phone number or their email. So now I'm adding to my database, and I'm providing a gift to the public, and they're looking at me like, my realtor never did this for me, and that's my realtor. So we're gaining, you know, a database out of it. And I was told this year, I was shown some screenshots that I was in a group chat, you know, fantasy football group chat, whatever it is, guys, you know, that work together. And he said, you know, look what my realtor is doing for me. If you guys ever need anyone in real estate, she's awesome. She keeps us, you know, really well taken care of. So that was an unexpected perk too. So that's Zoo Lights. The other events that I do ongoing are community happy hour events. And these are agent focused, but you could take the template and just plug your clients into it. I host about 5 a year. It's donation oriented. So I provide a drink or two, you know, to anyone that attends. I send out the Evite. It's at a local bar, restaurant, location. And I sponsor a different charity or organization every single time. And I collect physical donations. There's a few people that don't have time to shop, and they'll ask me for my Venmo and I'll do the shopping. But for the most part, I encourage physical donations, and it's a 2-hour window. People drop by. It's agents from all different brokerages. So I'm establishing positive agent relationships so that my clients have a better chance, you know, when we have those healthy relationships with everyone in the community, of their offers being accepted, of their listings being sold. I'm growing my agent community, but you could do this with clients too. And it's great because it gives back to the community at the same time. So we collect those donations. It's 2 hours. We buy them a drink. You support a local restaurant, you support a local cause, and then the next day you go drop it off at the organization or the charity or the cause. Oftentimes the members will come, you know, from the charity group. They'll come to the community happy hour. They may, you know, speak in front of everybody or just shake hands and say thank you so much. And then people will attach to different causes, and they start, you know, ongoing doing donations and contributing and whatever causes call to them throughout the years. So that's been a really, really successful event that we started a 1.5 years ago or so, with a sock drive. So those are the 2 ongoing events that my team does every single year.
This is great. This is great. Hey, I know we had one question down below. Are the templates and forms going to be shared? I would just encourage you to reach out to each of these agents, connect with them personally. There will be a replay of this. So I know this is, man, we've packed a lot into an hour. Here we are already at the end of the hour. Vince, you want to wrap us up? Bridget, that was great stuff. Thank you so much. Vic, you want to wrap us up? Vince?
Vic, go
I
ahead.
think they did a fantastic job. I mean, everybody here has so many good ideas. And when we had this prep call about a week ago, I was really excited for the network to hear what they're doing, because everybody's doing something so different, but you can all apply it to your business in your marketplace. So thanks for sharing to all the National REthink Council members today.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. I love this. Build relationships, get face-to-face with them, because that's still the best way to build the strongest relationships. And there was a couple people, right? There's emails, there's social media, there's all these other things. But I still like the call and text, because as Jimmy said, it's a 70% not showing up. It's the invite. And we have a call or text. You can have a 2-way communication and still feel that appreciation and connect with them. So that's an important part of this. And then follow up with these people afterwards, because if you have a 2-hour event and you have 100 people there, you only get a minute or 2 with each person. Following up later and then maybe setting up a lunch or coffee or something else is a great idea. Guys, great information. Thank you very much for taking time to prep for this. All attendees, I hope you guys pick something up. We'll continue to bring these to you. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
You,
let
Jimmy.
me say this to wrap us up. It's one thing to have great ideas, but it's a whole other thing to execute on them. You've all been given ideas that you can execute on, that you can put into practice immediately to serve your clients at the highest level. I just want to encourage you, take action with these. You're probably going to want to go back and watch this one again. But thanks everybody for attending. Thank you specifically to our REthink Council. Hey, reach out to these folks and let them know how much you appreciate their transparency and their willingness to share. And as always, we are all stronger together. So take care, everybody. We'll see you guys soon.